Hey, what's up everyone? This is Weapon X Comics, and I've got a big backlog of contests to do. Now, I know I haven't been the best community member for a while. I've taken big breaks, and I haven't been entering everybody's contests. I know if I had one going on, I want everybody to enter mine. So what I'm going to do is I wrote down everyone's contests that I should have entered. That's going on right now, and I'm sorry if I missed one of yours. If I did, remind me, and I'll go ahead and I'll do something for you guys too. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do 5 contest videos at once. I'm going to post everyone's a link to everyone's pages on the description. So go ahead and check that out. And if you're not already subscribed to these guys, please do that and check out their videos and like and comment them. And if your contest is in this vid and you don't care to sit through the whole thing, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the time, a timestamp for each one in the description, so you'll be able to see where your contest fits in the video. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. First up, we have the comic book junkie. He wanted us to show 5 bad guy appearances. Now, I have a big mess. My collection's kind of in a mess right now, so I didn't quite grab the books that I wanted, but these are still pretty good books as far as bad guy appearances go. So I hope you didn't mean first appearance, but all right. So first up, we have Carnage Mind Bomb, and the artwork is not in the Marvel house style at all. And the story, it's pretty much straight up a horror movie. That's what it reminds me of. So it's more of a mind games thing, and I don't know. It's really good. So I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really weird. It kind of reminds me of like a Outer Limits episode, or a Twilight Zone or something like that. One of the darker one of those darker episodes. So up next we have Marvel Comics presents Wolverine. This is number 86. This happens to be Cyber's first appearance, and as far as I'm concerned, this one's really overrated. Or underrated, not overrated, sorry. This is really underrated, and you can still pick this book up really, really cheap right now. I don't think I paid more than $1 for any of the copies of it that I have. But anyway, in this issue, Wolverine runs into Cyber, and there's something familiar about him, but he can't quite pinpoint it. And he goes headlong into the fight with him, and well, anyway, he remembers pretty quickly why he kind of remembered this guy. Cyber pretty much immediately disembowels Wolverine. Wolverine has to kind of hold his guts into his body, and he jumps out of a high-rise window to escape Cyber. So yeah, so that's Cyber's first appearance, and Wolverine loses big time, and if he hadn't got out of there, he would have been dead easily. So that's a pretty good first appearance for a bad guy. Alright, another one I have is another Wolverine villain. This is Wolverine number 160. This is the first appearance of Mr. X, and I've talked about this book a couple of times before, and it's because Wolverine doesn't always have the best rogues gallery, and this one is really overlooked. I don't think too many people really know about Mr. X. So he's like an evil version of the Taskmasters. I've described him before, and I really don't want to give anything away. This is another book that you could pick up really, really cheap, and you could I think his origin is in the next issue. Maybe this one. No, I think it's in the next one. But you could see how the fight goes down, and he pretty much just plays with Wolverine, throws him around like a rag doll, and he could have killed him, but I guess he was having too much fun torturing the guy. But this is the first appearance of Mr. X. Again, another good member of Wolverine's Rogues Gallery. I like that. Is X Factor 24. First appearance of Archangel. I know he's a good guy, but when he appeared, he's a bad guy. When he first appeared as the from Angel to Archangel here in X Factor 24, he was a bad guy. And, I guess you don't really know these guys, but, it's terrible what happened to him, but in the end, as far as for his character development and his power level, this was probably the best thing that ever happened to the Angel. And last here, I got Preacher number 13, his first appearance at Hair Star. And I just wanted to put a regular guy in there because you don't have to have superpowers to be really evil and, you know, just to be a real terrible human being. Let's just say that. But yeah, that's first appearance at Hair Star. And if you've never read The Preacher, I know like this issue and a lot of the earlier issues, they've blown up in price since they announced the movie. But if you could pick up trades or collected editions, I highly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. I read this whole series from the first issue to the last, and you know, it had me pulled in the whole way through the whole ride. It was just so enjoyable. So this is one of those rare things where like the entire run is just great. From the first issue to the last issue. So if you can, pick it up. And alright, that's it for that. I guess that's it for comic book junkies. Up next we have Eddie the comic book guy. And he wanted us to show our favorite Batman arc. Now, unfortunately, I think about 98% of all my Batman books are not with me right now. They're in storage. So I just pulled out this second print 608. I actually bought this off the rack years ago. So, you know, I lucked out on that. Just wanted something cool to show while I was talking. But let me see. Favorite arc. You know what? It's probably not going to be too popular of a choice, but I remember really enjoying Bruce Wayne Fugitive and Murderer, Bruce Wayne Murderer. I really enjoyed that whole arc. I even bought all the little the tie-in issues, you know, that go into Azrael and all over, I guess, the Bat Family titles. And I really enjoyed that. That was kind of my, I guess, yeah, that might be my favorite run that I could think of. I really enjoyed the whole ride, the whole way through. I think that was over like 40 issues. It was a pretty big run. But I picked it all up dirt cheap. So, see, what is it in? I think it starts in the Batman 10-cent adventure. Or is it 12 cents? I don't know. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And Batman wasn't... he wasn't really able to... It was something different for Batman. He wasn't really... you know, just fighting his way through a problem. It was just a huge arc of him dealing with his own demons, and for once being really seeing him vulnerable and unsure of himself, where, you know, his confidence in himself and his abilities is kind of shaken. So you know, it's good to see, you know, when a hero hits a low in a different way, not necessarily getting beaten physically, but just kind of shaking him to the core of who he is. And you know, he you know, you get to see the ride of them rising above it. So Bruce Wayne Fugitive, Bruce Wayne Murderer, I think that might be my favorite run. You know, I don't have all my Batman books in front of me, so for now that's the only thing that's coming to mind, and I did really enjoy that run. All right, so that's it for Eddie the comic book guy, and we'll just leave that up there for now. James O'Brien. James O'Brien wants to know the weirdest place I've found comics. Let me see. All right, I was on a road trip with Longshanks. I think I've told the story once. I was on a road trip with Longshanks, and we were way out of town. We were like San Bernardino County, I think, or near there. And off the side of the highway, there was this sign, and it was a lit up sign, and for a second it said rare, what was it? It was like rare vintage comics. Yeah, I think that's what it said on the sign. But it just blinked that for a second, and then, you know, it changed to pool tables and Pomchenko or whatever. And so I pulled off the side of the road to check this place out, and and there was a bunch of street closures, so it took it was right off the freeway, but it must have taken us like 20 minutes to get there because we'd just taken all these weird side roads, and I don't know, it was weird. We finally pull into the place. we go in there. It's just dark and musty. It's full of old pool tables and jukeboxes, and I guess it's like a family game room store. And so the guy, an old guy comes up and talks to us and wants to know what we're looking for. And we said, well, we saw comics on the sign. And he says, oh, I got a few here in this little display case, and they were just ridiculously overpriced. And then he leads us down to this basement. And, well, that might not sound like much to wherever you are in a different part of the country, but here in California, that's really, really rare. No one has a basement over here. So there was this giant musty basement, and he had just a bunch of like old Archie comics and stuff. But anyway, we ended up pulling out a few good things, but that was definitely strange. That was a place where you wouldn't think they had comics, and finding them in a basement, no less, in California, in Southern California. That's pretty nuts. So, let's see. We'll move on to JLS Comics. All right. I found JLS through the Comic Book Junkie, not to be confused with Don, the Comic Book Junkie. Let me see. What does he want? He wants us to do a random act of kindness towards another in the community. So, all right. I know this is the guy. Well, I've done things for people, but I don't really like talking about it. So, if I've helped you out or sent you a book or something, and you want to say something in the comments below, you know what? Don't do that. All right, I got it. BAMF Games. Yeah, I remember this guy. BAMF Games. He's a local guy. He was. I think I lived right by this guy for a long time, and I didn't even know it. But he just got onto the community, and I'm gonna put his link in the details. So go ahead and check the details out, and check out his videos, like, comment, and subscribe to the guy, because he just started, and he's got a lot of good books, and we kind of shop at the same stores, but he pulled out some different things. He pulled out some pretty good things, and he's only got a couple of videos, so go ahead and check him out. And that's pretty random, right? Let's see. All right, next up we have RememberPorkins. All right, got a couple of books up here for this guy. No, he likes his Star Wars, so we'll go ahead and leave these up. All right. RememberPorkins has quite a few questions here. He wants us to name a favorite comic book memory. First, okay. Let me see. When was this? Back in 2002 or 2003. Let me see. Where was I? All right. House of Secrets had a convention at the Holiday. I think it was the Holiday Inn in Burbank, California. And I was checking it out, and I was checking out this one booth, and they had sets, and I was just digging in there, and like the fourth or fifth set that I touched, pulled it out. It was the first print set of 30 Days a Night, and that's just when they hit and they were starting to get really hot. They were really expensive. Each issue was, I don't know, I think they were each over $50 at least, or something like that. I don't know. It was ridiculous at the time. And I was like, hey, these aren't supposed to be in here, right? Because I felt like a jerk. Like, I didn't want to just go, oh yeah, here's your $3 or whatever for this set. And the guy looked at me, and I guess, and I handed it to him, and he's like, you know what, man, if you want it, $7. So that was really cool, the guy, to do that. He didn't have to do that. So, thanks if you're watching. Thank you for doing that. That was really nice of you. So, yeah, finding some ultra hot books early on when I was, how old was I? I was in my late teens, and I hadn't really found a deal like that ever. That was probably like the first big deal I ever found for dirt cheap. So thanks to you, guy, if you're out there. Next up, he wants to know, how do you prefer to read your comics? Let me see. Well, just around the house, really. Just on, got a chair in here, up against the desk, or on this desk here, or on my lap, on the couch, or on the dining table, just wherever, really. just around the house. I don't really have a routine or anything of how I read my books, but just around the house, wherever I'm comfortable. Let's see. RememberPorkins asks, who would win in a fight, Batman or the X-Men? All right. So if you see any of my videos, you know I'm an X-Men guy. So of course I'm going to say the X-Men. I could say Wolverine alone could do the job. He could kill him easy. I'm thinking he could kill him. He's just dead. Professor X, Jean Grey, of course the Phoenix, the White Queen. I don't know. There's so many X-Men that could do the job. And I think the advantage that the X-Men have is, a lot of these guys, if it just comes down to it, they just kill you. So, but yeah, the whole X-Men team against Batman, I feel that's overkill. I mean, I like Batman, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. People just kind of overrate him. It gets a little too crazy with the Batman level, is what I'm saying. I mean, I like the guy. I like that he's just a normal dude, and he's just really intelligent, and I love that. But yeah, there's really no way he could beat Superman or anything like that. So we kind of just need to come back to earth on that a little bit. So I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for saying that, but again, I love the character and the mythos and everything. It's just when it comes down to it, he is just a man. Let's see. Now, RememberPorkins asks, what does AT-AT stand for? And I believe he's talking about from Star Wars, the all-terrain armored transport. So I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. Next question. How much does condition of a comic matter to you? Well, if it's a new book or it's modern, anything above like 1970, it absolutely matters to me. I figure they're not that old, and right around that time, people have, been taking care of their books a lot more. I guess, yeah, the mid 70s maybe people were taking a lot better care of their books. So a lot more of those books can be found in nice conditions. So anything there, I'm looking for like in a VF condition at least. Anything from the 60s, I'd prefer a fine, but a nice VG will do. Anything from like the 60s under. But I'm always looking to upgrade my comics. So if I find well, let me see. I think I got something around here. Let's see. All right, that's a perfect example. So I found this first appearance of Parasite. I just happen to have that. And it's really beat. The thing's falling apart, but I found it for $2, so I was really happy to find this. So until I can upgrade it, that's my copy. So I was happy with it, but if something better comes along at a killer price, of course, this thing's got to go. So it matters, but it's just the context in which matters to me. So all right, I think that's about it. That's it for the contest vids, and next are the tags. Now, there's a couple of tags that I wanted to do, but for different reasons I couldn't do these two. So, Dr. VonChilla, I wanted to do your tag vid of your of my favorite Batman. What is it called? Sequence. Batman sequence. But again, about 98% of my Batman comics aren't with me, so that's something I would really want to sit down and kind of go through and pick out something that is really choice. But I really don't have anything for you, so I apologize. So that's something I wanted to do, but I couldn't really do that. So this doesn't really count as a tag; it's more of an apology. ETA Nick, the same thing. He wanted the top 5 sold comics regrets. Now, I've only got 3. Well, yeah, I've only got a few regrets that books that I got rid of, and I kind of thought about it and I had something prepared, but I'm starting to think about it and I'm thinking, maybe I can, right now maybe is the time to get those books back. So I kind of don't want to, let something slip and then somebody else gets the idea and snakes a good deal out from under me. So I think I'm gonna keep that one under my hat until I actually have the books. So sorry, ETA Nick. And lastly, we have Comic Book Junkie. He tagged me in a video about two weeks ago. I think he called it the Pay the Love Forward tag. And what he did was he gave me a shout out in his vid and sent some subscriptions my way. So thank you very much for doing that. That was really cool. You didn't have to do that. But in turn, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tag I don't know, like 6 guys that I'd like everyone to check out. Please comment on their videos, like their videos, and subscribe to them. So first up we have, let me see, who do I have here? Again, BAMF Games. Let's go with BAMF Games. Yeah, let's start with him. Again, he's kind of local to me. He's got a lot of cool books, and we kind of shop at the same stores. But again, he's new to the community, and you'll probably help him to get going if he got more, get some more subs and comments, and then, get him more into the game. Next up, we have Captain Jerno. Now, this guy, he doesn't have, again, another guy who doesn't have very many subs, but he's a really good artist. He's doing this, he's doing a sketch cover to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he's doing it himself. And he showed a couple other samples of his artwork, and the guy's really good. He does good work. So go and check him out. And he's really into he's really into comics and the artwork, and it looks like he's getting his kids into it. So go and pay him a visit and sub him. Next up, we have Comic Brains. Another guy. He doesn't have very many subs, but please check him out too. Next up, Mueller. Mueller hasn't done a vid in a really long time, but if we bump up his subs, we might get him back in the game. So everybody, go and sub him. I mean, if for some reason you're not already subbed to him, sub him and ask him. let him know, hey, when's that next video coming? Maybe if we pester him a little bit, maybe he'll put up another vid. But let's see, Vin Crew just called him out, so jump on that. Everybody, come on, let's get him to do that. I've seen him around at some cons, but he's picking stuff up, but he hasn't really shown anything. So let's see if we can get him back. And next up is Tat Comics, another guy who's new to the community. He's AG Server's brother. He's really enthusiastic, and he's trying to get his kid into doing it, and his kid did a haul video too, so go and check him out. And lastly, we have Longshanks 78, my boy. He's like 2 subs away from 200, so let's get him over the top. Let's get him to hit those 200. So yeah, all right, that's all I got for now. And just a quick update before sign off. I know this is going pretty long, but I just crossed 100 subs. I'm like at 110, 111 now or something. And in a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start doing my contest. I guess my first contest that's open to everyone. So yeah, just get a few more subs and we'll get this thing going. And quick update on the haul stuff. I was just trying to get enough books together to do a haul, and before I knew it, I was just kind of putting the stuff together right now to see if I could do something, and I'm gonna have to go through a little bit more because it turns out in the last month I got enough books for 2 big hauls. So I'm gonna have to split it up and see if we can get that out in the next week or 2. All right, so that's it. And thanks for watching, and make sure to go to the description in the video. Sub everyone on there and like and comment on their videos. And that's it. And thanks for watching. You guys have a great night.